Taking an exam can be stressful and nerve-wracking, but if you're prepared, the process will go a lot smoother. The LearningExpress Library is a valuable resource full of tutorials, practice exams, and ebooks for exams like the ACT and AP tests. If you're entering the workforce and need to study for a career in law enforcement, nursing, cosmetology, or plumbing, the LearningExpress Library can help. With thousands of resources to help students and professionals build their skills and prepare for the future, the LearningExpress Library is a must-use resource. I'll give you a quick tour and help you get started. Okay, let's get started using the LearningExpress Library. I've already navigated to Utah's online library, and I'm going to click on the LearningExpress Library link on the right-hand side. This will take me to a login page. If you are logging in from school, you might bypass this page and go directly into LearningExpress Library. If you're logging in at home, you'll want to enter your username and password provided by your teacher. It's the same for every student in Utah. So I'll click here on Login, and then I'll be directed to LearningExpress Library. Each student needs their own LearningExpress Library account. So in the menu bar at the top, you'll click on Sign In and Register. If you already have an account, you'll enter your username and password. Otherwise, you'll click Register and create an account. You should automatically be directed to your institution being Utah's Online Library K-12. You'll want to leave that as your institution no matter where you go to school. So enter your information here at the bottom and then click Register. I already have an account, so I'm going to go back to the login screen and log in using my account. If you've used LearningExpress Library before, you'll automatically be directed to your center. If you're a new user, then you'll land on the home screen where you'll see all of the different centers that are available in LearningExpress Library. Each of the centers are very similar. They all have tutorials, practice tests, and ebooks. So I'm going to walk you through how to do an ACT test, but if you're choosing to maybe come to LearningExpress Library to practice for maybe a nursing exam or to work on your GED, the variety of centers are all going to look the same. So I click here on my center, which is College Admissions Test Prep, to start the ACT, and Prepare for your ACT is the first option. Within this section, I have ACT Prep tutorials, practice tests, and ebooks. So now I'm going to take a practice exam. So I click on the ACT English practice test, and now I have 4 practice tests available. Each one of these are different, so I have ample questions to help me prepare. I'm going to click on Start Test, and all of your practice tests will look this way. From within the practice test, I have 3 options over here on the right-hand side. I can take a simulation, which is a time test. When I run out of time, then the test will stop. I can take a practice test where it will display the timer, but it's not enforcing the time, and I'll be able to see the answers at the end. Or I can take a learner, which allows me to see the correct answer after I answer each question. For this example, I'm going to just take the practice test. So I'll click here on Start Test, and I'll enter into the test. I have some navigation menu options at the top, so I can click Next to jump to the next page of questions, and I can save and finish for later, or I can score my test. You'll notice that the timer is already started. So for this test, I'm going to read the passage on the left-hand side and answer the questions that correlate to the numbers below the passage. I'm not going to read through these, I'm just going to answer them. And you'll notice that below each question you have the option to skip the question if you would like to go back to it later. So I'll answer this first page of questions, and then I'm going to click back to the top over here on the right hand side to allow me then to see the navigation bar and click Next. And I'll have another page of questions. So the process continues. I'm going to skip this question and move on to the next one so you can see what that looks like. When I get to the bottom of the page, I click back to the top, and then I have my menu bar in view again. So I'm going to pretend that I'm done taking the test, and I'm going to click on Score My Test. If you click Save and Finish for later, then it's going to save where you're at and you'll be able to access that test in your center. To find your center, you click on your username at the top and you'll see the option for My Center. So for this example, I'm going to score my test. And now you can see a little grid of all of the questions that you've answered. If there's a check mark, then that means that you've answered the question. You can still click on it and go back to view the question. You'll notice that number 8 is the one that I skipped, so there's not a check mark in it. If I want to click on that question, then I can click on it, go back and answer it, and then click to have my test scored again. So I'm going to just go ahead and click on Score. Obviously, I haven't answered most of the questions. So my score reflects that. I got 1 correct. But what I'll see now is the option to view all of my answers to see which one I got correct. And it looks like I answered number 5 correctly. And I can also click on each one to go back to that answer and see the question over again. So we'll just click on number 9. I can come back here to the question. I can see what the right answer was, and then I also have an explanation of that answer. So I'm going to just go back into my score report, which is where I was. So I'm going to go back to my report, and I'm back to my final screen. So there's a breakdown of how I did in each section, the number of questions I got right or wrong, and the number of questions that I skipped in that section. Below my score report, I'll see some recommendations on other areas of LearningExpress Library that I might want to explore in order to improve my ACT score. So some helpful hints there. So that's pretty much how each of these centers are going to work. You can also navigate through the variety of centers by hovering over the center link at the top, and then you can explore each of the different centers. Or if I want to go straight to my account, if I hover over my name and I click on My Center, that will show me all of the exams or tutorials that I've taken. So here are the tests that I've already taken. If I use the top menu bar, then I can look at the tutorials that I've taken or that I've started, the ebooks that I've downloaded, and I can go and download these ebooks again, or I can delete them from my account. There are flashcards available for some of the centers, and so I can save my flashcards and I can come back to them to help me practice. So just a variety of options from within your center. If you ever get lost and need help, under the Help section, there are some video guides. These video guides you can watch the full length of video, or you can just choose which page you're struggling with. So if you're having a hard time taking a tutorial or a test, then you can find the video guides right from within LearningExpress Library.
Thanks for joining me. I hope you're excited to use the LearningExpress Library. If you need additional help while using the library, I've created a few videos to help you. Just click on the If You Get Stuck page. Good luck!